Caffeine. It's the world's favorite stimulant, and for good reason. Caffeine doesn't give you energy. What it actually does is block adenosine, the chemical that tells your brain you're tired. As a result, you feel more alert, focused, and mentally on. Studies show that caffeine can enhance short-term memory, especially for tasks that require attention and reaction speed. But the magic comes with moderation. Too much, and your thoughts turn into ping-pong balls. You go from "I feel sharp" to "I'm questioning the nature of reality" in one espresso shot too many. Nicotine. Yes, nicotine, the thing in cigarettes. But let's separate the substance from the smoke. Nicotine itself is a powerful stimulant that can improve attention, learning, and even working memory. It acts quickly in the brain, increasing dopamine and acetylcholine, two key players in mental processing. Sounds great? Here's the catch. It's ridiculously addictive. That's why researchers are exploring safer delivery methods, like patches or gum, in controlled doses. It's not a recommendation. It's a reminder that some of the most effective cognitive enhancers are double-edged. Sharpen your focus, but don't lose the handle. L-theanine plus caffeine. On its own, caffeine is like a brain trumpet, loud, energetic, and occasionally jittery, but pair it with L-theanine, and something magical happens. L-theanine is a calming compound found in green tea. It promotes relaxation without drowsiness, smoothing out the sharp edges of caffeine. When combined, this duo boosts attention and focus while keeping anxiety in check. Studies show that memory performance can improve under this combo, especially for complex mental tasks. It's like giving your brain a fast car, with better steering. Think of it as espresso, with emotional shock absorbers. Modafinil. Modafinil is what people politely call a wakefulness-promoting agent. In reality, it's one of the closest legal things we have to a smart drug. Originally developed for narcolepsy, it's now used, off-label, by students, night shift workers, and anyone chasing laser-sharp focus. It doesn't make you smarter, but it reduces fatigue, sharpens working memory, and keeps you locked in. Users describe it as caffeine, but from the future. However, it's prescription only for a reason. Side effects exist, and long-term impact isn't fully known. Still, in the world of memory boosters, modafinil sits near the top, looking suspiciously alert. ADHD Meds. Designed for people with ADHD, these medications, typically containing amphetamine or methylphenidate, are some of the most potent focus enhancers out there. They boost dopamine and norepinephrine levels in the brain, which helps with attention, impulse control, and working memory. For those with ADHD, the effect can be life-changing. For everyone else, it's complicated. Some people take them off-label to cram for exams or power through all-nighters. And yes, they can sharpen mental performance in the short term, but with risks, addiction, anxiety, and burnout. It's like borrowing brain power on credit. Sooner or later, the interest hits. Sugar. You probably didn't expect this one, but glucose, the simple sugar your body uses for energy, is the brain's main fuel. A little sugar can sharpen mental performance, especially during long or demanding tasks. That's why your focus feels better after a snack when you're running on empty. But it's a delicate balance. A sugary surge may give you a burst of clarity, followed by a crash where you forget what you were doing in the first place. Sugar is the energy drink of memory, flashy, short-lived, and slightly chaotic. Use it wisely, or it might use you. B vitamins. B-complex vitamins, especially B12, B6, and folate, are like quiet support staff for your brain. They don't give you a buzz, but they keep everything running smoothly behind the scenes. B12 plays a big role in forming myelin, the protective coating around neurons, which helps messages travel faster. Low B12? Slower thinking, weaker memory, brain fog. It's especially important as we age, when absorption drops. You might not feel the boost right away, but getting enough of these vitamins is like keeping your brain's wiring clean and functional. No sparks, just solid signal strength. Ginseng and Rhodiola. These herbal adaptogens have been around for centuries, marketed as everything from mood boosters to fatigue fighters. But when it comes to memory, they actually hold some scientific weight. Ginseng is thought to enhance mental performance and reduce fatigue, while rhodiola helps the brain adapt to stress, which indirectly supports memory and focus. They're not miracle pills, but in controlled doses, they can give your brain a subtle lift, like clearing fog from a windshield. Omega-3 fatty acids. Your brain is made of fat. That's not an insult. It's biology. And omega-3 fatty acids, especially DHA, are one of its most important building blocks. Found in fatty fish like salmon and sardines, or in supplements like fish oil. Omega-3s help maintain the structure of brain cells, improve communication between neurons, and support memory retention. They also have anti-inflammatory properties that protect the brain over time. People who get enough omega-3s often show better cognitive function, especially as they age. So if you've been forgetting names lately, maybe it's time for a little brain grease. Green tea. We've talked about L-theanine, but green tea deserves its own spotlight. It's the elegant cousin of coffee. Lower in caffeine, higher in subtlety. Green tea contains just enough caffeine to gently boost alertness, plus L-theanine to balance it out, and a mix of antioxidants like EGCG that supports long-term brain health. Studies suggest it may improve working memory, mental clarity, and attention span, all without the post-coffee crash. It won't turn you into a genius, but it might help you stay calm while trying to remember your online banking password. Turmeric, curcumin. Turmeric is the bright yellow spice you've seen in curry or Instagram lattes. Contains curcumin, a compound with powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. While it's not a traditional memory enhancer, it does support brain health by reducing inflammation, protecting neurons, and possibly increasing levels of BDNF, a growth factor linked to learning and memory. Some studies show improved memory in people who took curcumin regularly. It's not instant. Think of it more as long-term brain maintenance, like flossing, but for your neurons, slightly spicier. Creatine. Usually associated with gym bros and protein shakes, creatine is actually one of the most well-researched cognitive supplements out there. Your brain uses a ton of energy, and creatine helps supply it. While your body makes some on its own, extra creatine can improve short-term memory and mental endurance, especially under stress or sleep deprivation. It's particularly effective for people who don't eat much meat, since it's found mostly in animal products. So yes, that scoop of powder might be helping your biceps and your working memory, multitasking at its finest. Magnesium. Not exactly a brain booster, more like a brain relaxer. Magnesium helps calm overactive neurons, reduce stress, and improve sleep quality. When levels are low, it shows up in strange ways: racing thoughts, muscle twitches, poor focus, and that buzzing, restless brain feeling. It doesn't make you think faster. It helps remove the noise so you can think, especially helpful if you're burnt out, overstimulated, or just haven't been sleeping well. Think of it as a natural do not disturb sign for your nervous system. Dark chocolate. Yes, chocolate made the list, but not just any chocolate. The key ingredient is cocoa flavanols, plant compounds that improve blood flow to the brain. Dark chocolate also contains a bit of caffeine, some theobromine, a gentler stimulant, and antioxidants that protect brain cells. Studies suggest it may enhance focus, memory, and mood, especially in small, regular amounts. So yes, your brain kind of likes chocolate, just maybe not the whole candy bar at once. Lion's mane mushroom. Lion's mane sounds like a fantasy creature, but it's a real mushroom and a rising star in brain health. It doesn't give you a rush of energy, but early research shows it may support nerve growth and improve cognitive function, especially memory and focus. Some people report feeling sharper after a few weeks of use. Others say it's more subtle, like fog lifting. It's not magic, but if you're into long-term brain support, this weird-looking fungus might be worth a look.